Hey guys, what's going on? Jeff here from Films at Home, and I'm back with another video. Today we're going to take a look at an older 4K title. This came out way before I was even on YouTube, and so I never had a chance to do a review. But I think it's always important to go back and look at these classic movies on 4K to let you guys know if it really is worth upgrading. I know many people are still buying 4K players, 4K TVs, and are still transferring over from Blu-ray to the 4K format. And so regardless of what time it is and when this movie originally came out on 4K, I think it's important to do these reviews. Hopefully you guys agree. Today we're going to take a look at Goodfellas 4K. So this came out a while ago. It was one of the early 4K releases. I want to say 2015, 2016. But I finally was able to get my hands on a copy thanks to HD Movie Source. I'll leave a link to them down in the description. They sent this over because they were interested in my review and wanted me to share my thoughts with all you guys. So huge thanks to them. Now, before we get into this review, if you like 4K, Blu-ray, home theater, movie collecting, all that good stuff, this is a channel you're going to want to subscribe to. Hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. I've been posting much more lately, and so hopefully you guys appreciate that. And hello to all the new subscribers out there. That being said, let's jump into the review. Now, Goodfellas as a movie, you all know, classic. 1990 came out, Martin Scorsese, Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci. It is, in my opinion, the best mob movie of all time. I think it's better than The Godfather. I like it better than The Godfather. It's an incredible movie. So there's no questioning the merits of owning this in some sort of HD presentation, Blu-ray or 4K. The question is this going to be worth an upgrade over the Blu-ray, which was released back in 2010, which is very good. It was a very good Blu-ray transfer. So with this new 4K, are you really getting a worthy upgrade to drop $10, $15, even $20 and upgrade that copy? That's what we'll look into here. So on the video, I was a little disappointed, to be honest. And, you know, there are some things with this. You're going to notice it has a lot of film grain. The Blu-ray had a lot of film grain. The 4K is going to have even more grain. There's just more pixels. It's going to be a little more, it's finer grain, but you're going to see more of it. It is a little more detailed in some areas, but the use of the HDR is what really bothered me because it really didn't feel like they had done much in that way. So it definitely feels like there was, you know, this was shot on 35 millimeters, so they can get a decent 4K transfer from a visual, detail perspective. They can get a better detailed shot, but the way it was shot, it is pretty grainy. It is an older movie, and so, you know, it's not going to have that sharp level of detail. And where the Blu-ray was already so good, it's going to be really hard to justify an upgrade here unless I saw a noticeable improvement in things like HDR. And unfortunately, I didn't see that here. It felt like they spent a lot of time on the transfer, but not a lot of time on different color balancing and color schemes using the HDR. So that is a little disappointing, and you're really not getting the full benefit of the 4K format if the HDR is subpar. And so in terms of the video for Goodfellas, I can't say that it looks much better than the Blu-ray, where I would say you've got to upgrade. This is very close to the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray is really well done. And, you know, maybe if you got this for $5, you know, if it was a $5 title, which it may end up being, you could see something like this go on sale for $5, $7 on Black Friday. At that point, I would say, yeah, go ahead, because it is more detailed. It is a little bit finer, sharper image. That does help. But when you're looking for a better 4K picture, you need that HDR. That's where it's going to be worth the $15 upgrade, and it's just not. So if you can find it on the cheap, I would say yes for the video, but otherwise, this is a tough one to upgrade. I'd hold on to your Blu-ray. It's really well done, and it's going to be hard to justify a purchase. If you're looking for an aha moment when you buy a 4K disc, and that's what you want to see to justify an upgrade, you're not going to get that here. Now, audio-wise, we're dealing with the same track, DTS HD Master Audio 5.1. Very good track, but same as what was on the Blu-ray previously, same as what's on the Blu-ray here, and so there is no upgrade in audio on the 4K disc that I could tell. So, unfortunately with audio, definitely not going to factor into your upgrade purchase because you're getting the exact same experience. That being said, it is very good. Dialogue is very clear. It's a nice surround track, but it's the same on the Blu-ray. Now, special features and packaging. This is pretty standard packaging for Goodfellas. Now, if you're a slipcover freak and you need a slipcover, you know, the 4K disc you're more likely to find with a slipcover, but it's the same artwork front and back. On the inside, you know, it is, you do have the Blu-ray has artwork, the 4K disc does not. So again, not a whole lot of effort put into the packaging. It does come with a digital copy, but as far as I could tell, it was just digital HD. It wasn't even a 4K copy, which is pretty standard for the older 4K movies. They weren't doing 4K digital copies on a lot of them. And so you're just getting a typical ultraviolet for digital HD copy. In terms of special features, there's nothing on here that wasn't on the Blu-ray. There are 2 commentaries, and there's a bonus Blu-ray disc, which has all kinds of behind-the-scenes stuff, but that was all available on most of the Blu-ray releases previously, and so you're not getting anything additional there. So overall, Goodfellas, this is a tough sell for me. I love this movie. It is my favorite mob movie, but looking at this 4K disc, I just couldn't, in good faith, tell you guys to upgrade and spend any more than, you know, $6 or $7 on this thing. I think at $5, it's worth a purchase if you love Goodfellas. If Goodfellas is one of your favorite movies and you want the absolute best presentation you can get, the 4K is definitely the best presentation you can get. My point is that it's not $15 better, it's $5 better. And so that's the kind of hard sell on Goodfellas for me. Now, if you're a freak about it, you have to have the highest quality. This is, don't get me wrong, better than the Blu-ray. Definitely better than the Blu-ray. There are some 4K discs that aren't better than the Blu-ray in my opinion. But this one is, it's just a matter of how much are you willing to spend for a picture that's slightly better, that really only somebody who knew what they were looking for could see and doesn't take full advantage of the HDR. That's the real downfall on Goodfellas, is the lack of HDR, a real upgrade on the color and the black levels and everything. They were so good on the Blu-ray, they could have been so great here, but it feels like a little bit of a fail on Warner Brothers' part for this title. So that's it, just a quick review today. Like I said, I wanted to cover this title, even though it's older. It may not be the most exciting thing, it's not brand new, but it's a classic movie that I'm sure a lot of people are curious about, especially when it comes to upgrading. What do we upgrade first? We always want to upgrade our favorites. I want to upgrade Jaws. Thank God it's probably coming next year. You know, I want to see upgrades of older movies, things like Blade Runner and the Star Wars original trilogy in 4K. And like, that's what we all really want to upgrade, is those older titles that we've seen on Blu-ray forever, and now we want a new experience. Unfortunately, you're just really not going to get a brand new experience here. You're getting a slightly improved picture, which is nice. Props to Warner Brothers, I guess, for making such a good Blu-ray transfer back in 2010. But this isn't a huge upgrade, and the time that was spent on this isn't the same as, you know, something like The Shining, where they put so many resources into it to make it, you know, brand new. HDR was in full force. You're not getting that here, unfortunately. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate HD Movie Source for sending this out to me. Huge thanks to them. It's always helpful to not have to buy a million 4K titles. I buy plenty of them. And I have more on the way. I just bought Black Hawk Down the other day, so I can do a review of that for you guys. But props to them for sending this, because it can get really expensive, as you know, to upgrade and do all these reviews, especially on older titles that, you know, I don't get from the studios. So appreciate them. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review. If you are interested in Goodfellas, you can check out the link down in my description and purchase that through Amazon. Also, remember to follow me on Instagram. Check out the merchandise I have for sale, and check out all the Amazon links down in my description so that you can buy things that I have in my home theater, like shelving, seating, projectors, receivers, all my audio equipment. It's a cool place to get started if you're curious in what I use and you're looking for high quality stuff. So check those out. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll be back with more videos. Like I said, Black Hawk Down, some new 4K reviews of Lion King, Hobbs and Shaw, and some really exciting giveaways coming up. So stay tuned for those. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of your weekend.